Hi everybody, welcome to Glow with Grace. So I wanted to do a video today sharing my perspective, my side of things about Matt and I splitting. I realized that for some of you this might be the first that you're hearing about this. Others of you might have seen the newsletter he sent out about this a couple of weeks ago, or the live hangout that he did talking about this subject. Either way, there's been a lot of people asking me to share my side of the story. So that's what I'm aiming to do here today. As I film this, it's almost a year since the decision to split. So this has been a long process for us, and we wanted to take that time for ourselves before announcing this publicly to really process and integrate everything, for ourselves in our own time, and, feel in a more kind of stable place before putting this out there and dealing with the inevitable feedback. Obviously, this isn't an easy thing, the restructuring of a family. It's been a big process for us, and it's not something I ever anticipated. My parents just celebrated, I think, their 45th wedding anniversary a couple of days ago. Both sets of my grandparents were together until death, so this isn't something I ever foresaw in my own life, and yet here we are. And I think I can definitely say that this time this year compared to this time last year, I think we're all doing better, including the children. I think we're all in a happier space, so that's definitely something to be grateful for. And, sometimes life takes us in unexpected directions. So I'm sure you're wondering what happened, what drove us apart. Neither of us became involved romantically with anyone else, nothing like that. This was purely stuff between us. And gosh, it feels like there's so much that could be said about things that have happened in the last years. I guess the main point, though, is about 6 years ago, a lot of different things started to kind of kick off for us at the same time in our lives, both on a personal level and with the business, and our spiritual lives started to kind of take different directions, and there started to be a rift there, a gap between us. And there was a lot of stuff going on. Our first daughter was born 6 years ago. So, we became new parents, which is usually a pretty big shift for most couples. And, going on from there on the personal level, our twins were born 3 years ago last week and passed over. That was a hugely traumatic event for me especially. And then a year and a half ago, our fourth daughter was born, so there's all that kind of family storyline going on, at the same time as major things going on with the business, from the Clarity issue that came up also about 6 years ago, to all kinds of other serious things going on with the business, with the warehouse, very demanding, stressful, crazy things. And of course, everybody goes through challenges, right? It's part of life. And we always worked on stuff and worked through things and kept things together. And at the same time, there was always this feeling in the background, like there was this gap between us. And, we would do things to try to work on it. And it was like it just always persisted, and in the end it felt like the gap between us was so big and our paths were just so divergent, it felt like there was no way forwards. So here we are, and I feel like we're really fortunate with how things have been unfolding around this compared to how I hear things can be. We've tried to keep everything really amicable and just have things go as smoothly as possible. This book actually has been an excellent resource through all of this, Conscious Uncoupling by Catherine Woodward Thomas. Brilliant book. I would recommend it to anyone, not necessarily just people who are splitting, but brilliant book about relationships really in general. Great examples, brilliant exercises. And she mentions often in here about how bitter people can often be during splits like this, and they can't even stand to be in the same room as each other, all that kind of stuff. And it doesn't feel like that at all here. The girls and I live here very near to where Matt is. We're just across the road, and the girls go back and forth between the houses every day. And Matt and I see each other on a daily basis pretty much, and it's totally fine. We all went on holiday to the beach recently last month, and we take the girls out on trips together, things like that. So compared to how things could be, I feel very fortunate about all that. And for myself, I'm just moving forwards now with this unexpected shift in my life, working on myself, playing a lot with the children, taking them out on different trips, different activities, doing a lot of reading, writing, kind of working out what comes next for me. So I guess there you go, that's my side of things. And thanks to everyone for all the love and support and kind words people have been sending in the last couple of weeks, as we've been putting this information out there. It's all appreciated, and thanks for watching this, and I guess let's see what happens moving forwards. Thanks for watching. Ciao.